Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. The new Hearthstone miniset Throne of the Tides reveal season is underway, and in this video I'm going to take a look at all the new Shaman cards and how those can be used in some decks. So Shaman is getting 3 new cards, and Murlocs. Tideless Burrower, 4 mana, 4/4 Murloc, Battlecry Dredge. If it's a Murloc, summon a 2/2 copy of it. So you put this in a Murloc deck where you already have plenty of Murlocs, and for 4 mana you're going to get a 4/4, add a 2/2, and sometimes that 2/2 might even have extra abilities, depending on if you manage to pick up something with Death Rattle or something, so okay. And then Clownfish, 3 mana, 3/2 Murloc, Battlecry. Your next 2 Murlocs cost 2 less. That's a pretty big tempo swing for turn 3. If you can play this and a couple of 2-cost Murlocs and pow, that's a lot of stuff. So Murloc Shaman getting a lot of upgrades. Murloc Shaman at the moment, there are a couple of Murloc Shaman decks on the ladder, but they are doing really badly. They can't hold a candle to Warlock. Murloc Warlock is just so much better than Murloc Shaman at the moment, but maybe these 2 cards can turn the tide. And then the third Shaman card, it's a spell, Command of Neptulon. A 5-cost spell or nature spell, summon 2 5/4 elementals with Rush, overload 1. So pretty big stats, also with Rush, affects the board, and it's a nature spell, and that's actually important in how I think that card can be used. I was thinking of, okay, well, there's 2 obvious things to build. There's the Murloc Shaman, and then there's the Elemental Shaman. I was also trying to figure out, okay, does Command of Neptulon allow me to build some kind of Control Shaman deck, but probably not. I don't think any of these go into any Control Shaman or Burn Shaman decks. But first, Elemental Shaman. So for Elemental Shamans, one of the problems has been that there are not that many great nature spells right now, and Primal Dungeoneer is such a great card draw tool for this deck. Draw a spell, if it's a nature spell, also draw an elemental. So Command of Neptulon being a nature spell means that we can use Primal Dungeoneer as the card draw tool, and then we can use Command of Neptulon, and I think we use Rock by the Weapon. The only real alternative is Lightning Bolt. In my budget Elemental Shaman lists I've been using Lightning Bolt and Rock by the Weapon, but maybe Rock by the is better of the 2 because there are a bunch of stuff that you had that has Wind Fury, and if you have Wind Fury, Rock by the Weapon, it's pretty good even if you don't run Doomhammer in the deck. So Rock by the Weapon, Command of Neptulon as the nature spells in the deck, Primal Dungeoneer for card draw, then just Elemental after Elemental, and I'm even thinking of trying out the new legendary card, the neutral legendary Neptulon the Tidehunter, Colossal +2 Rush Wind Fury. Whenever Neptulon attacks, if you control any hands, they attack instead, and the hands are 4/2 elementals that have immune while attacking. So Neptulon, the elementals, Neptulon also works with Rock by the Weapon. You want to cast it in the hand, of course, if you have a hand, so that because that's the one that's really going to attack. Alakir works with Rock by the Weapon, Arid Stormer works with Rock by the Weapon. Pretty standard stuff. This is a very straightforward, very board-based deck. Shaman is getting a lot of stuff for these board-based decks now, because both Murlocs and Elementals are very board-based tribes. Pretty much the only thing I think about this deck in regard of changes is that, is Earth Revenant going to be relevant? Because if there are not enough tokens in the meta to make Earth Revenant useful, then that could mean that we would run the Parrot instead, the Macaw. So that then we can do Macaw to copy Arid Stormer effects, Sleet Breaker effects, Granite Forgeborn effects, a whole bunch of effects that we can copy with that one. But something along these lines, I think, would be the Elemental Shaman. And then there's the Murloc Shaman, and the really interesting part about Murloc Shaman is that, well, the 2 new Murlocs, they are so good, they're so strong that you're definitely going to run those. And that means that there are actually now more Murlocs available for Shaman than you have space in the deck, so you have to make deck building choices. Oh no! That's really something. So this list, I have left out the Twin Fin Twin because Shaman can't hand buff. And much of the strength of the Fin Twin comes from hand buffs, because then they're doubled because it copies itself, and because Shaman only buffs stuff on the board. War Leader, Coldlight Seer, nothing can stop us. So Fin Twin is weaker in Shaman. I also left out the 0-cost Murloc, although I'm not sure if that's the right move. 0-cost Murloc might still do, but I was just thinking, I'm trying to focus more on 2-cost Murlocs so that I can do Clownfish into 2 Murlocs more consistently. And that's why I'm running also stuff like Amalgam of the Deep. because you can do Clownfish, Amalgam of the Deep for 0 mana on Clownfish, and then you can even discover another 2-cost Murloc that you can play immediately. So there's some fun synergies out there. Also using Auction House Gavel. Auction House Gavel as a weapon is really strong fit with Murlocs, because Murlocs have a lot of battle cries, so you're almost always going to discount some of your Murlocs. And for Shaman, Sir Finley Murgleton, change your hero power. You don't want that in Murloc Warlock, because Warlock hero power is already the best hero power you're going to get. But Shaman hero power is a little lackluster. Sir Finley changing that hero power could do something. Also means that this deck already has 5 1-drops, so you have a pretty good chance to get on the board. You have a good bunch of 2-drops. Then you have that Clownfish potentially coming. Nothing can stop us. Yeah, I think there might be something to this. Overall, both the Elemental Shaman and the Murloc Shaman, they're very straightforward, very board-based, and the big question is, are they strong enough? And we'll get to see once we get to play with the new mini-set cards, but anyway, Blizzard is trying to resurrect some other Shaman archetypes, because now we're just having Burn Shaman, and that's basically it. And the whole idea of Burn Shaman is to just freeze the board. And that also makes me think that, on the other hand, putting these against the Burn Shaman, then you build a board and then your board is frozen all the time, and that kind of sucks. So yeah, that freezing elemental, that's a little tough sometimes for the game. But anyway, these are, I believe, the types of Shaman decks that we can try to experiment with once the mini set is out, and yeah, looking forward to it, and looking forward to all the other classes as well. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and check out my Twitch channel.